He's preparing to start his class on how to buy, sell, and trade stocks. We 83 subscribers in, y'all. We 17 away from 100 subscribers to moving on to the second step. Cutie Pie still in Cutie Pie jail. I'm going to turn it over to my husband. He will be teaching a class every Sunday between 8 and 8:30 on how to buy, sell, and trade stock. Enjoy, y'all. Everybody can actually get in on this, whether you have a fixed income, low income, or no income. Everybody could buy, sell, and trade stocks. Without further ado, here's my husband. Here's my better half, Mr. Gerry.
What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey,
Like the video.
like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Need some new subscribers, and gonna get to 100. And after 100, we're gonna get more subscribers. After that, gonna get to 1,000. After 1,000, gonna get to 10,000, and on and on and on. And we're gonna grow it to a 500,000. So if you can. If you can open your mind, and because I know a lot of people are scared of the stock market. A lot of people are afraid because they don't know if they should get into the stock market or if they shouldn't get into the stock market. But I'm a strong believer that everyone, especially everyone in America, needs to get into the stock market. They need to learn how to trade, buy, sell, and trade on the stock market, because there's going to be a time where I think AI is good, but AI is going to be a double-edged sword, because it's going to be a catch-22. AI is going to do a lot for people. It's going to be a helpmate for people. It's going to do a lot for people as far as this coming age. But again, being that it's going to do a lot for people, it's going to take a lot of jobs. It's going to take a lot of jobs. And it's going to be a lot of job loss. And you need to be prepared. We need to be prepared to have a backup plan. To have a backup plan to say, hey, I'm going to invest in some of these companies. I'm going to invest in a lot of companies that are associated with AI. I'm going to invest in companies that are associated with robotics, because if you know the history of like General Motors and Ford, they had a lot of physical human labor when they first started. A lot of human labor. Back in the 1900s, 1920, when Ford started, 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. In the 70s, they started researching and saying, hey, we got all these people on the assembly line. Let us see if we can do some research and development to see if we can get automation done. Because a lot, as far as human labor, people get sick, people have to call in, and if you're on the assembly line and you got certain workers that you might need, maybe I'm putting a number out, you might need 3 workers to put in 4 car seats for the Fords back in the 70s or the 80s. Or you might need 4 workers to put in 4 car seats, and it might take them 30 minutes. But they probably sat around and was like, hey, let's get machines, instead of this taking 30 minutes, the machines or the robots can take, it might take them 15 minutes. I'm just giving a number. It's going to take them faster than a human can. So, the ingenious idea was, hey, the more we can get automation in, the faster our profits can go up, and the more profitable our our investors will be. So they, and you got to realize, and you can't blame them. The companies that we invest in, they're always looking towards the bottom line. The bottom line is how can we save more money and make more money at the same time. So that's part of my lesson for tonight, because that word is called correlation. But like I said, we have to start thinking about the coming of AI, and it's coming. The coming of job losses, and the coming of people reinventing themselves. And this is where we come in, or I come in, to teach people how to buy, sell, and trade stocks. Because it's imperative. I mean, it's really imperative that you learn this, because you never know. I mean, we're seeing robots right now. I mean, garden stuff. I mean, you seeing robots like right now. Trying to think where I was at, and you start seeing robots in some businesses where they're getting the mail and sorting the mail out. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they're slowly but surely they're taking away jobs. So it's like I said, it's imperative for people to learn how to buy, sell, and trade stocks. Now, like I said before, don't be afraid of the stock market. Don't be afraid of the stock market, because you're really already in a market. When you go to a supermarket, they buy stuff. They buy stuff on wholesale and sell it to you retail. So you're really in the stock market, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not. Because I had a friend some years ago, back in New York, and he said, "Man, I'll never get in the stock market because I don't believe in the stock market because I think I think it's all phony." I'm like, man, I said, man, you're in the stock market every day. Every time you buy your Apple phone, every time you buy a car, every time you buy groceries, every time you buy Coca-Cola, because that's part of my lesson for tonight too. Every time you buy anything, you are in the stock market, whether you know it or not. Because every time you buy this stuff, they get these companies get their revenue, their income, and as the companies get their revenue and income, the investors make money. The more the company makes money, the more the investors make money, or the traders make money. So whether you like it or not, you are in the stock market. Even if you're outside and you're not participating, you are participating, because you're going to McDonald's and buying your double cheeseburger, your Big Mac, and everything, and McDonald's gets that money and invests in other McDonald's and however they do it, but their stock goes up and the investors are happy. The McDonald's Corporation is happy and the investors are happy. So you are in the stock market, whether you know it or not. When you buy gas, don't complain about, every time the gas is going up. The gas is going up. It's always going up. Buy stock in ExxonMobil. If I'm correct, that's ticker symbol. I used to know them all. Not all, but a lot of them. Ticker symbol X. And Chevron, the ticker symbol was CVX or CXV. U.S. Steel. Everything that you complain about, what price is going up, you need to invest in that company, or invest in the S&P 500, so you can make money so you ain't got to complain no more that all the eggs are going up, the beef is going up, the gas is going up. Now when you invest in the stock market and you invest in the gas companies, you invest in the futures companies, because the futures are cattle, corn, cocoa, rice, and stuff like that. Those are future markets, I should say. You can invest in that too, and when those things go up, because the prices have to go up, because workers demand more money, they demand more wages, so they have to bring their prices up. And when they bring those prices up, and you invest in those entities, I call them, I can call them entities because um, when we say buy, sell, and trade stock, it's not just the stock market, it's the forex market. If you can see behind me, I have this TV on, and it's on Bloomberg. So those are like U.S. international markets that come on from Sunday, and it stays on 24 hours a day, from Sunday to Friday, about 5 o'clock. And Friday afternoon about 5 o'clock, then they'll start playing like reruns, stories and stuff like that, as far as Bloomberg News. And CNBC is good for day traders and stuff like that. So, yeah. I used to trade with this group in New York. It was a small prop firm, and they taught me a lot of stuff. They said, "Hey, man, when you get your money, and it's on the table, take your money off the table. Don't be greedy, because they say bulls and bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered." And I think that's a quote from one of the guys on CNBC, and that's the truth, because you can. If you're too greedy in the stock market, and your price is going up, and you buying low and sell, and you want to sell high, and you're like, wow, the price is going up, and you want to try to keep it, and then the price just shoots down, and you're like, man, I was up like, I can say a number. I put in 1,000, and I was up 10,000, and then I tried to get greedy. And I waited too long. I didn't pull the trigger. They call it pulling the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger when it was time to pull the trigger, and then my stock shot back down. And now the $1,000 I put in is probably worth maybe $2,000, maybe $5,000, maybe $800. So don't be greedy. Take your money off the table when it's there, when it's presented to you. So, what is the stock market? I'm going through the basics because I want to teach people the basics, because like I said, a lot of people that are not in the stock market, they just scared. And I want to teach the people that don't know about the stock market, and walk them through it little by little, because even in the Bible it says that if you're young, you're supposed to drink milk first before you eat meat. So yeah. So what is the stock market? The stock market is like, I got a couple of notes here. It's it's like an organization or entity where buyers and sellers, they come together. Well, you got buyers, you got sellers, and then you got market makers. The market makers are the ones in the middle, and they come together and they trade. They buy, sell, and trade shares of public traded companies. That's the basis of the stock market. When you get up in the morning and you go to your gas stations, from your gas stations to every company you see on the streets or the highway, Walmart, let me see, Circle K, ExxonMobil, all the companies. When you go by the airport, they buy, sell, and trade stocks. As far as American Airlines, Delta, all of them. Every last almost entity in the United States that you see lit up, I can tell you 90% of those are publicly traded companies. So like I said, at your job might be a publicly traded company. So yeah, that is the basic of the stock market. It's just an entity where buyers and sellers trade on the market for you and me. So yeah, that is the basic of the stock market. It's not scary. It's not something that can take your money if you may not know what you're doing. But you want to study to show thyself approved. That's in the Bible. So, but I'm gonna go through something I kind of learned about Coca-Cola real quick, and I've been knowing about Coca-Cola. I know that Warren Buffett, he's a big believer in Coca-Cola. and um, he he he's big on, Warren Buffett can buy, thousands of shares of Coca-Cola, and the history of Coca-Cola, actually it started in 1886. Coca-Cola started in 1886. I know people are like, man, that's a long time, but that's like, I think that was like right before the Civil War ended or was about to end, and it was a pharmacist. He made a formula out of caramel and carbonated water, and he made it a soft drink, and back then it was worth like 5 cents, a nickel, to drink a bottle of Coke. And then by 1920 or 1919, it was, the company was private, but it was, they started selling Coke. They started selling that good old Coca-Cola that a lot of people are addicted to in stores back then. But in 1919, be right before 1920, they started a IPO. IPO is an initial public offering, meaning that you're taking your company from private to public, and it's going to be on the stock market. So in 1919, they issued an IPO for Coca-Cola for $40 a share. It came out to $40 a share. And by a year later, after that, it dropped down to 1950. And in stocks, they do that all the time. The IPOs, it could be, it's not they don't look at the worth of the company right then and there. I mean, they do, because they say, the company's going to be worth, $200 million. But the stock price right now is $40 right now, 1919. And by 1920, it went down to $19.50. So I'm saying this to say this. If my grandmother or your grandmother, because I'm 57, my grandmother or your grandmother, my grandfather, your grandfather, if you're in my age, in the 50s, if they would have bought one share, this is how powerful the stock market is. If they would have bought one share of that Coca-Cola stock, right, and you have a thing called dividends. Dividends is saying, a company will say, hey man, you got a share of our company, so we're going to give you 5 cents or 25 cents for having a one share of our company. And if you had that, if my grandmother or my grandfather, which they didn't do, but I'm just saying, if they would have had that one share of Coca-Cola stock. The reason why I'm kind of going slow on this, because I want y'all to think. If they would have had that one share of Coca-Cola stock and reinvested the dividends every time, I think dividends like every 3 quarters, or every 3 months, which is a quarter, a physical quarter for a company. Every 3 months or every 4 months or something like that. If they would have reinvested those shares and would have kept those shares and then passed that one Coca-Cola share down to maybe the family or something like that, and say, hey, we're not gonna, the other shares I kept or I sold out, but that one share, and reinvested and kept reinvesting the dividends. 1920, one share of Coca-Cola stock is $19.50. Okay? 2020, that one share with that reinvesting, the dividend reinvesting, would have been worth $12,748,802 today. Yeah. Yep. So eight figures. One share. That's how powerful the stock market is. The stock market is going to return you money if you do it the right way. As long as there are kids, the Kids are gonna drink Coca-Cola. I think Coca-Cola is gonna be here for a while longer. You know, a lot of people getting into water and drinking more healthy and stuff like that. But sometimes some people just reach for a Coke, reach for a Pepsi, you know, reach for that easy soft drink that, you know, that's just accessible. I mean, you know, when in your, most of the time at your work, you know, you got machines. Coca-Cola is dominant, you know, for right now. And, you know, some companies have free fountains of Coca-Cola, and Coke is everywhere. They're worldwide. They're over in Asia. They're over in Africa. They're over in China. They're over in Russia. And sometimes Coca-Cola be like, you know, you can have the formula, but you can name it something else. You can name it, you can name it Rush Coke. You know, like for Russian Coke. I'm just throwing something out there. So, what I'm saying to say this: the stock market is powerful. Don't be scared of it, because it's here to help. It's here to help you take your money and make more money. Take a lemon and make lemonade. Take a lemon, get some sugar, get some water, squeeze the lemons, and make you some good tasting lemonade, and get some ice. That's what the stock market is. You know, taking that lemon and maybe buying some extra stuff, the sugar and the water and the ice, and making lemonade, and then selling. And then when you make the lemonade, you resell it and make some more money. So, yeah. So that's my rant, because like I said, I want to teach people to buy, sell, trade stocks that don't trade in the stock market. That like I said, I want people that have never even thought about, man, you know what? I wanna start buying and trading and selling stocks. You know, because you got investors. Investors just invest for the long haul, and you got day traders. Day traders, they trade, like I said before, their thing is they just want to trade from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. That's all they want to do. And a lot of day traders make money. It takes some money to make some money. It takes some money to make a lot of money, and it takes some money to lose a lot of money. So yeah. So when I say lose a lot of money, because remember, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You can make money in the stock market, and you can lose money in the stock market. You got to make your losses less than a certain percentage, and make your money a higher percentage. So always remember, I've lost money, so you're going to lose money. Warren Buffett has lost money. You know, so you're going to lose money on the stock market. Thank you, Matthew Cortez. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Matthew Cortez has given a message saying, you know, keep up the good work. Don't give up. No, I'm not going to give up. But like I said, I was always interested in the stock market before the 7th grade. I always used to wonder, you know, what they were talking about, you know, the RG&E, the company said, the guy on TV, you know, I call him a talking head because, you know, they're on TV and they're just talking. But, you know, he was saying RG&E is up three-fourths of a cent, or three-quarters of a percentage. I'm trying to think of back then. Rochester Products or General Motors, you know, they're down 1/8 of a percentage. 3M is up 50%. So I was always interested in that, and I was always interested, man, how can I take this money and, you know, take this $100, take this $1,000, take this $50, and make, make more money, or make another $50 the legitimate way. And I say the legitimate way is the stock market. From drug dealers, you know, I hate to say it like that, but the drug dealers, anybody trying to change their life around, get into the stock market. I got a speaker. Let me turn this thing down real quick. All right. Okay. I'm back. That was one of our speakers, that Bluetooth speakers that was going off. So yeah. So like I said, Bloomberg television and CNBC television, stuff like that. I say they're talking heads because sometimes they can tell you stuff after the fact, or sometimes with the news, sometimes the stock market will be affected. Not all the time, but I say sometimes the stock market can be affected by the news. So, but I like watching Bloomberg and I like watching CNBC. So, but I'm going to give you a definition for today that the word correlation. The word correlation is like opposites going in different directions, or certain, this thing goes down and another thing goes up, or this turns this color, which makes this thing turn another color. That's a brief definition of correlation. So I could say correlation is like how when the oil prices go up, certain stocks go down, and when the oil prices go down, certain stocks go up, and that's considered a correlation. When gold and oil do a certain thing, then the stock market does a certain thing, and that's a correlation. Presidential elections, when a certain candidate is elected, certain stocks go up. If a Republican gets in, these stocks will go up. If a Democrat comes in, then these certain stocks go up. So yeah. But thank you, Matthew Cortez, for the encouragement. And correlation. When the sun goes down, the moon comes up, and when the moon goes back down, the sun comes back up. That's correlation. That's an important word when you get into buying and selling and trading stocks. Either doing it through investing, long-term investing. Long-term investing is when you just you can just keep buying stocks, like the Coca-Cola story I just gave you. One share of Coca-Cola in 1919 or 1920, $40. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1919 was $40, and then 1920 it went down to 1950, which is good. I mean, 1920, and like I said, if our grandparents, and I should say my grandparents in that generation, or my great-grandmother, would have bought a share, just that one share, and reinvested and said, hey, every time Coca-Cola gave you a dividend check, because they give you, back then they used to give out dividend checks, actual paper checks, and said, hey, thank you for buying our stock. Here's 50 cents. You can spend the 50 cents, or you can put it back in the Coca-Cola stock. And that's why they call it dividend reinvesting, because the dividend that they give you, you can elect to say, hey, I'm gonna put this back in the Coca-Cola stock. So I got about 30 minutes, and like I said, from that share in 1920, one Coca-Cola share in 1950, and now it became 12 million today, 2020, $12,748,802 for that one share of Coca-Cola stock. So, like I said, on this channel, Williams Us 1969, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this message. That I'm going to be in the process of building my own channel, so people can get on it. Because this channel is going to be basically for us to share our views about relationships. But I will I will be building my own channel to teach people how to learn. Teach people how to buy, sell, and trade on the stock market. Okay, so I appreciate you guys coming on and look at the video, share it, re-look at it again, write some notes down or whatever. And I appreciate everyone that came on and everyone that's gonna look at the video later on. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sometimes I get those mixed up. All right, and I want to say peace, shalom, be blessed. May your family be blessed, and may your life be blessed at all times. And don't be afraid of money, because money, in Ecclesiastes, it says money answers all things. All right? All right. Peace and shalom. Yep.